Oh, that's. I remember asking you about
I
that.
sound fine. I think I sound fine.
Yeah. I think I remember asking about does it lag whenever you scroll over multiple options? Because the mouse cursor doesn't lag when you're doing other stuff, but then when you start going over options, it'll like lag up and it's like get stuck on them.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Anyway, okay, refresh
Just
me.
watch this.
Where are we? What happened?
Let's see, because the most recent thing you did was you went on a little date with Bryce in his little
Right.
house, and then it was where like it's just basically you were at his house and then just hanging out and you're just doing nothing or like talking about stuff, and then that's where he's like, "Oh, feel my bicep." He's like, "Yeah,
Right.
oh yeah."
Okay. Hi, Sarum Sword. You're hearing me, and I got Shoji, one of my friends, and then Sapphire is sitting next to me, but I'm using a room mic, so she's going to be a little quieter.
Also, I'm sick.
She's sick, so it's probably best that she's not talking directly into the mic, too.
If I sound awful, I'm gonna try not to cough.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm the loudest, but as long as the audio isn't like overbearing or clipping or anything, we should be good. Okay, so we went on a date with him? That was the last thing? Was there
went to his house?
Okay, but before that there's like a murder thing going on and we were accused of it?
Yeah.
No, it was it was like what very first happens, like you guys come here and then like you're with the other human guy and then he's like, "Oh, meet me at the teleporter at nighttime," and he's like, you're like, "Okay," and then that Maverick guy followed you guys, and he was about to tell you something. He's like, "Oh, like I thought you'd notice, but I guess you didn't," and then he's like, "We got to get out of here," and then of course it was just like, what are you guys doing? And he's like, "Oh shit," and he shoots the guy, and then the human guy runs away, Reza, and then he hits you in the stomach with his tail, and he's like, "You better not move."
Right.
Now you're searching for him.
And then I was helping with the investigation as well at some point. Okay,
Yeah,
so I don't really recognize. I think I remember who this Remy guy is.
The white one.
Yeah, Remy's the white, like, scientist, nerdy one, and is the, like, red one with the, just, like, the raptor, who, like, you didn't really ever talk to Remy, Anna, or Lorem. You just, like, met them, but then you only did
Who was the
Bryce
delivery
and
one?
Adine.
Okay, I think I remember that name. Spin the day reading, that would waste the day. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's if you just want to skip to the story.
Skip the story. Well, fuck. I'll meet with Adine since that's the person I remember. I have no idea. I do remember this town. The humanoid character running away in this town or something.
Yeah, because like story-wise, the first thing that happened was like there was that first murder, and then it was just like nothing really. Just they were cut with a sharp object, and it was like, oh,
hang on,
whatever. And then afterwards, you like found stuff and all that.
What was the button?
It was one of the keys.
Which one?
I don't remember.
Oh, like the voice text one.
Oops. Yeah, voice to text.
It was
or text to voice.
I think.
Yeah,
V.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Self-voicing enabled.
Uh-oh.
Adding, I'm coming.
I can't hear it, but I know what's going on.
Adding,
No.
I'm coming.
No.
Auto for.
It's like, I can't.
Adding, I'm coming. Adding, I'm coming. Adding, I'm coming. Adding, I'm coming.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome to the stream, everybody.
Welcome to the stream. Okay, should I turn? I'm gonna turn voice off for now.
Self-voicing disabled.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Adding.
Knocked on the door. I'm coming. Oh, it's you. I was expecting somebody else. You're a little early. Yeah, I didn't know how long it would take me to get
sorry,
here.
we're a year late.
Yeah, this is better early than late, right? Oh shit. Do you want to voice Adine? Since you're actually seeing it at the same time as I am?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Why not?
Go for it. Who is this little rascal?
It's like a pipe.
Yeah, do you know, or I guess there's not much else going on with her, you just kind of found out about her.
And who might that be?
This is Amelie. She's one of the kids I work with.
Hello, Emily.
Say hi, Emily.
Hello.
Hello. I just have to bring him back to the orphanage real quick. Feel free to make yourself at home in the meantime, okay? Don't look at my magazine.
Sure.
Getting sick. I just heard the hello.
Self-voicing enabled. System, you met Amelie. Self-voicing disabled.
All right, I had to give the computer the system voice.
Okay.
So
There you go. That you can do that.
It's so fucking cumbersome.
Oh my god.
So this is where you live, Adine. Small but cozy. It looks pretty modern and human-sized.
As
Yeah.
usual.
I'm back. She lives just across the street.
That was quick.
Wait, is that actually? Oh, being able to fly does have its perks, you know.
Wait, you flew her back?
Well, I am a delivery flyer.
Oh. She doesn't get scared or anything?
No, she's such a brave little girl.
Is this a dragon furry game?
What do you think?
Yes. Hell yes.
Okay, here's the deal. Sapphire and Shoji, Sapphire bought this game for me,
Yeah.
and Shoji wanted me to play it because I think he played it, and this was like a year ago, and I guess we're gonna finish it. But
Reluctant.
I remember it cracking me up a lot, and I just wanted to finish it up.
Yeah,
Just as a thing that's not to do on my stream days. It's a fun little thing. So what exactly is it that you do at the orphanage?
I'm a volunteer. I help them out with whatever they need and sometimes take care of the kids. They only have so many social workers. The ratio is about 1 social worker for every 10 children, so it's good for the kids to spend some one-on-one time with someone they know.
Okay.
I guess you could almost call it babysitting, but I don't know what a baby is. But for the kids, we basically become foster parents. How did I know that
Jeez.
word? The older they get, the less likely they are to be adopted. She might be too old to be considered soon.
What a shame. I can see why.
Jesus.
I'd adopt her if I could. I'm gonna say,
Zannen desu ne.
Did she give it to you with a bottle of Duke-Cola? I'm 30 seconds behind. I don't even know what. What a shame.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chrono, no. Oh, it's Cyan.
Yeah. Look who it is.
Cyan is actually in this game.
Yeah.
He's got a dragon with his name in the game.
I'm worried about what will happen to her if she doesn't find a family. We'll still take care of her, of course, but it's not quite the same as having parents. Parents are dead. I adopted her myself, but I don't think I could care for her properly, not as a single parent with my packed work schedule.
She has a flat screen TV. It doesn't look that bad.
Shut
Hang
up.
out. Shut up.
I still volunteer as often as I can, because if I don't, who will? Someone needs to be there for those kids.
You're wasting your time.
God, there's just so many cheating.
Jesus. Someone else would probably volunteer, even if you didn't. Well, that's very nice of you.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear what you were saying, but it's not about just being nice. I almost feel obligated to help, you know?
Sorry, I was having the renegade outward thoughts.
Like,
The right trigger was popping up at the bottom of the screen.
Anyway, let's talk about something less depressing.
Like what?
Let me think. Oh, I just remembered that someone died here recently.
Girl,
Here in your apartment?
what
No, not here, silly. That would be funny, though. It was close, though. Barely a block from me. I killed them.
Don't loot the dragons, says Cyan.
Loot all the dragons.
The game will loot the dragons, apparently.
Yeah.
God damn it. Right, the murder of the maintenance guy. I remember that. Yeah, that's less depressing. Go on.
Wait, was it murder? I didn't know that. I thought it was an accident or something. That would have been better. That's terrible.
Yo, this is Jake.
Murder, death, it's still Sorry for mentioning it. You're the one that. Fuck you. You mentioned it.
Finding the first victim was already bad enough for me, and now I have to hear there was another murder in town. I wish I can get some good news for once.
At least it wasn't you who was murdered. Don't be so sensitive.
Oh my god.
Just don't focus on the bad things.
I'm a snowflake.
You're fucking snowflake. This
Well,
one's.
he did forget about this game, but I reminded him because I watched the playthrough on YouTube, and I was like, oh yeah, he still needs to keep playing this.
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
Just don't focus on the bad. Masterpiece. It's no use lamenting something you can't change.
Sorry, Chrono. I guess I should be more positive.
Went to robot.
It's not just always easy, you know.
Maybe you'll get some good news soon.
I hope so.
Like adopting a kid and making them happy and stop being so fucking selfish.
I'll just reiterate what I said. I hope so.
I hope
That
so.
reminds me. I've got something I wanted to try on you.
On?
What does that mean?
Try on me?
It's nothing too dramatic. I read this magazine the other day and found a few interesting articles.
Look uncomfortable.
Using her partial hands, she held up. Oh, here we go.
Self-voicing enabled. Using her partial hands, she held up a magazine to show me its cover. A rather bold-looking female was presented on the front, adorned with trinkets like rings and jewels. Various headlines gave me an idea of the content within. It reminded me a lot of the typical gossip magazines back home.
Cyan's like, oh please no.
Self-voicing disabled.
Okay. Lifestyle, the magazine for modern people?
This issue even came with a set of fortune cards.
Those types of magazines are usually trash.
Sheesh.
You're trash for liking them.
I'm sure they're qualified to determine my fate.
Is that sarcasm?
I'm not sure what to expect. Yeah.
Isn't that the whole fun of it? What should we look at first, Chrono?
Chrono. Throw the stupid magazine in the trash! You decide.
Alright. Let's see. Here, this article talks about dreams and what they mean. Have you had any strange or reoccurring dreams lately?
Yeah, it was not involving dragons. My dreams are usually nonsense. I've been dreaming of fire. I don't dream at all. My dreams are often about people I know. Probably nonsense.
Dreams are about sex. Well, according to this article, it means you're a
Good
creative
Joji.
person. Really creative person. With dragons.
Good to know.
Yeah, there you go.
What about your dreams?
Kind of feels like they're different every night. Most of them are nonsense, but sometimes I dream of people I used to know.
Hey, that's two different choices, you fucking cheater.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you know,
get
you
to
can
do
choose two
that.
things.
Oh, I can I? Can I
It's like we're in real life, not like a
point and
game.
click or anything?
What do you make of all this?
It's a whole bunch of baloney, if you ask me. I don't know.
Even the article concludes that scientists haven't figured out exactly why we dream. It's a big mystery.
Hi, Ron. Oh my god, it continues.
Yeah!
Like, we weren't
Said no one was
expecting
gonna join.
anything.
Fucking, we're gonna get everyone
Yes.
here tonight.
Exactly.
We're gonna get like the best viewers on.
Oh
Alright,
boy,
let's move
this is where he gets famous.
Oh my god.
What if?
I
I think
thought
asked you this before.
I thought you meant moving on from the magazine.
Ugh, don't be such a sourpuss. There's some interesting stuff in here.
I'm reserve judgment on that. Do you think you can hit trash can with it from here? You should try.
What happens if you keep talking about the like? Is this like an option where you could really piss her off?
I think that just ends the conversation
Oh,
there and
okay.
just like it fucking skips
like, it
it.
just keeps popping
I'll
up.
reserve judgment on that.
That's probably for the best.
What's next?
A personality test. Didn't you always want to know what kind of relationship would suit you? You know, like big yellow dragon like me.
When are you just gonna fuck dragons? I don't know. I don't know what to expect from
Be
this.
patient, Ronald.
I already
patient.
know what I want in a relationship. I'd like to see a close relationship between this magazine and the trash can.
He's like, God.
Sure, why not?
Let's find out.
Okay, there you go.
First question. In a relationship, what role do you take? What role do you take?
Top bottom.
Let's see what your role is.
Ah,
Speaking like that.
it's either the first or the second one. I would say switch it up.
We're gonna... Variety is the spice of life, right? Moving on to the next question. Just gonna write that down.
Wait, aren't you gonna answer questions
Gonna
too?
take that- nope,
I'll take the test after you. I don't want to keep track of both our scores at once.
All
And
right.
afterwards, she's like, "This is trash. Just throw it in the trash."
Just throw it in the trash.
Number 2. What's your favorite dessert?
Okay. There's that a chocolate cream cake, lemon ice cream with sprinkles, coconut souffle, red hot chili cookies. What does this question have to do? Okay, chocolate cream cake. Out of all those, yeah.
What the heck?
Who doesn't love chocolate cake?
Chocolate cake.
Here's the next question. What is your dream job?
Ooh. What? That's not
those are all.
Oh, come on, that's not a job. That's a trap question or a trap answer. It's like, oh, stay-at-home parent isn't a real job, but it doesn't make money.
Yeah.
Let's say that I wouldn't feel, I don't know, business person? I don't want to be a farmer, fuck that. Stay-at-home parent, yeah, business person, I guess, out of those three.
I don't understand the appeal of that kind of job. It certainly doesn't mesh well with my idea.
Mine neither! Fuck! How many more questions are there?
Just say it.
What'd you say? That's all of them.
Oh.
Now look up the results. You're
She's
gonna
like-
die.
She like holds up the
Right now.
magazine, there's like a fucking hole in it. It's me!
Oh, it says here that the results are outlined in the weight loss booklet that came with the magazine, but I already threw that away in the tree.
It's in the trash! Why'd you do that? You clearly needed it. Wow.
Okay.
What a shame. Guess we'll never find out what kind of relationship would suit me.
Yeah, how else would you know?
There's no other way. I'll be at a loss for the rest of my life.
But now we get to the best part, the fortune cards.
It's time to duel. Do we really have
Hey,
to do
Yugi.
that? Yo, Yug!
Oh boy.
You know that stuff's not real, right? That's what I was looking forward to.
Me too.
Okay. How is that supposed to work anyway? I mean, they're just cards. I can clap.
This cards, Yugi.
They're just cards. How can they predict the future?
Apparently, there are different schools of thought. I'm trying to do the Kaiba voice, but it went to the fat shadow voice.
Uh-oh.
I was watching that. I watched that whole thing.
Oh
Nobody must
There are
know.
different schools of thought regarding the use of fortune-telling cards. The cards themselves don't know anything. They're just a tool. So the information actually comes from somewhere else.
But where, though?
You're just sticking
Well,
it back.
one interpretation is that our subconscious who gives us the answer that we seek, Joey.
I just have better cards.
You should probably buy better cards, Joey.
Similar to how dreams can be interpreted, the interpretation of the cards is very dependent on the person itself and the symbols they recognize in the card's images.
Okay. Kunai would
Kunai.
change. I summoned Baby Dragon.
We recognize images that are relevant to our lives, and that gives us an idea about ourselves and our current problems.
Okay.
However, that is just the most grounded interpretation out there. People usually associate something more paranormal with fortune cards.
Okay, she sounds like she's a little more into this than she's letting on. Or the person that was writing this game is a little more into it than they're letting on.
One of those explanations is that the cards are our way to communicate with a higher being, a paranormal entity that knows more than we do, and can give us subtle, hey, I was still rated
And
that.
who would that be?
I was still rated my life. The explanations range from ghosts to angelic beings. One even involved humans.
Really?
Yeah. People would say you communicate with humans this way. You could communicate.
Hmm.
And then there was also something they called higher self.
Higher self? How come you know so much about this?
Because I'm a stay-at-home parent and I hired myself.
But I have no
Because
kids.
Because I read the article about it.
Oh,
Okay. What should I draw for you?
4 kids quality. The one thing I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is they always change Tristan's voice actor like after episodes.
Yeah.
I don't even remember his voice.
My old voice sounded like this.
Yeah, it was bad.
And then just change it. Hey, Yugi, it's me, Tristan. I've always sounded like this.
Go ahead.
Why don't I get to be the one who's reading the fortune?
Because I paid for this magazine, so the cards are mine.
Ah, shit.
I just have better cards.
I have better cards. Okay, so what are my options?
I could read your past, present, or future.
Well,
What is it going to be?
you know it's gotta be the future.
Predicting the future is what most people associate with these readings. However, their purpose is to prepare the person in question for a possible future, rather than just predicting it.
Oh, so it's bullshit.
She just stands there silent, like,
She's shuffling the cards, there's a noise.
oh my.
What is it?
Card we've drawn is associated with drastic measures, particularly those with a final conclusion.
Oh, we're almost gonna be done with this conversation.
This can be interpreted in many ways, but it can refer to death, the ultimate conclusion. It can also mean many other things, like a violent outcome of a brewing conflict or a positive resolution to a long-running conflict.
Oh, so it's purposefully
So-
vague.
Anything?
What do you think? Purposely vague.
This is very generic, is what I would actually say.
Say it. Just say it.
I'm gonna say it. This is very generic. You know it's intentionally vague so everyone feels like it applies to them, right?
Oh.
Oh, you can't really expect a great amount of detail from one card reading.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason.
I guess that's everything the magazine has to offer.
What a shame. Now you can finally put it in the trash where it belongs. This certainly was interesting. If only to learn that you care about it so much.
I guess that means you had fun then.
Sure, let's call it that.
So, you have anything interesting going on at the moment? I'm just gonna ignore that sass. Yeah, I can't imagine what ambassador life is like.
Oh, right, I'm an ambassador. It's been busy.
I've been
Real.
sleeping for like the past year.
I've been in a coma. Everything's the same. I'm scared.
We told Reza to just stay in hiding, and that masked figure, we never found him.
Yeah.
He might still be here, I don't know.
Yeah, I just slept like a baby. I thought this whole thing would go by quickly and without any mishaps, but now it seems like there's always something happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I figured I'd come here, do the exchange, and leave again. But apparently it's not that easy.
It never is.
You speak like you've had experience as an ambassador.
Why are you yelling? Well, no, but doing deliveries is similar. People order something, I fly to them, we exchange the product for payment, and then I go back. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, sure!
Oh my god.
But things always go wrong. For example,
Oh,
imagine
no.
you have 2 deliveries to make, and the first one goes smoothly, okay? Like delivering pizzas, for instance.
I'm imagining it very hard right now! Just sitting there,
So-
standing arms at his side, screaming at the top of his
And it's
lungs.
like, so you get to the destination of the second delivery, and they actually check what you're handing them. It turns out you've mixed up the orders, but you already delivered the first one.
Oh, I've done that before. That's certainly not a pleasant situation to be in.
Now you have to go back to the first family you delivered to. By now, probably noticed that they got the wrong delivery and exchange what you gave them for what they actually ordered. And then
Right.
when you're done, they fucking threaten your life.
Just,
And
it
then
was like,
it turns out they didn't mind the mix-up. It's fun and fan. As a matter of fact, they've already started eating what they got instead.
that, yeah.
So now I'm screwed.
Yeah, and then basically I've done that before. They didn't mind. They got more what they ordered. More than what they ordered, and the second family just got their stuff for free anyway.
It's not so bad that they aren't hungry, but now you can't exchange the orders anymore, so you have to fly back to the restaurant to get the second order remade.
Yeah, that's
I know
exactly.
all about this.
That's exactly what it is.
so
I don't know why this Durgan reminds me of Plessy all fucking hip checks. Monster Hunter happens all the time.
I was thinking Plessy from like I think it was
Mario.
Mario. I think I don't know if that's the name.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy off.
Messi. I don't know.
The one that was in Mario 64, and then like Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
And
As a result,
Odyssey.
the people waiting for the second order do get angry because their order has to be remade and delivered all over again.
Yeah. And the plot thickens. Usually you
Just
give them their order for free,
Teddy thickens.
and then like you give them credit, future credit. Yeah.
they complain and of course get their meal comped.
I identify.
The restaurant can no longer sell that first order you still have, so the orders for both families are deducted from your paycheck, and you end up eating nothing but ramen all week again, just so you can make rent this month.
I don't have that happen. I usually the store makes enough money to deal. That is unfortunate.
I mean, that is unfortunate. That's why you always double check your orders, because even a small mistake can have consequences reaching further than you think.
Friday is gonna be lit. Fucking Dragon Ball Fighters comes out. Sometimes we just have to learn the hard way.
Are you thinking about Dragon Ball Z again? I thought you were talking about Dragon.
No!
I guess so.
Anyway, what else have you been up to recently?
Oh, well, first I went to the store, then I had some toast. Ah, what are you doing?
Friday. Now she won't stop talking.
Do you remember that stunt flying competition I told you about a year ago?
Of course. I assume your participation is a given by now. Of course I remember that.
Actually, I'm not so sure about that. I mailed the application earlier today, so hopefully it'll arrive before the deadline. Or maybe I should just fly it over myself while showing off a few moves I did. Yeah.
You should fly over anyway, make sure you get in. It would be a shame.
That's a weird voice.
It would be a shame if you couldn't just technicality. It's like a senior card gauge from Homestar Runner.
Yeah, I really should drop by. By the way, could you do me a favor?
That depends on the favor, I suppose.
It's kind of a long story, but it's something I need.
Oh.
There's some people at the police station, right?
Yes.
I think they're in possession of a map related to an underground building they found.
I've heard about that.
Oh, that's great. Maybe you could get them to hand it over. It doesn't even have to be the real thing. A copy would be just fine.
What do you even need it for?
Let's just say I'm interested in doing a little investigation of the place myself.
I'm reading chat.
No.
He wants them Dragon Balls. What's so special about it?
It's supposed to be a remnant of an earlier civilization, or maybe even something created by humans. Who wouldn't be interested in that?
Me?
They did mention that I don't know if you forgot, but like they found that underground facility next to the little portal where you came in, and like they're keeping it off limits.
I remember that.
Yeah, sure.
Just letting you know.
I can think of a few people I'd like to pay to visit myself if I could. What, an actual human in front of you is not enough?
You're some kind of...
Don't I attract? Am I not attractive?
I don't know. See, I think if you put your word in, we can easily make it happen.
How do I even ask for something like that?
You could always say that humanity is interested in it.
Honestly, they probably would be.
Could you ask them for me, please? I'm so sad.
Jeez, why are you so... I'll think
why
about
do you get so
it. No.
No.
I won't promise anything, but I can certainly try.
I mean, thank you. That means a lot to me.
I didn't know you were into archaeology.
I wouldn't care as much if it turned out to just be some old building. The whole thing about it being made by humans is what's really interesting.
Why's that?
Well, the myths wouldn't be very mythical anymore if that was the case. We'd have proof.
And that's so shortly after finding out the humans are, in fact, real.
Yes! What a time to be alive!
So you believe in all that stuff?
No. I mean, belief isn't the right word when you're standing right in front of me, you know. That alone is a miracle. I get excited all over again just thinking about it.
I mean, I am God, apparently. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
speaking of which, all this excitement made me lose track of time. It's like I've been here for a year.
Is it that late already? The sun hasn't moved.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I have places to be. Especially if I want to make sure my contest application arrives on time.
Yeah, okay, guess I should be going then, huh?
For now, at least.
Awesome.
I certainly wouldn't mind if you stopped by again sometime.
Will there be any magazines involved?
What?
Actually, that magazine doesn't come out that often, so we wouldn't have anything new from them. I could get a different one if you wanted to, though.
Don't bother.
If you say so. Anyway, I really have to go, so I'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye!
So she left me in the apartment. Oh. Doo-doo. Leadership.
There he is.
There he is. There's Bryce.
Here's Bryce!
He's our boy.
It's your boy.
It's your boy Bryce.
Oh shit.
Sapphire's sick.
Help.
They made the mouse pointer across in the game, so you always remember God was watching to stop you. Back into Dargans.
Well,
I like Dargans.
no. Oh, here we go.
Self-voicing enabled. The morning sun declared the arrival of a new day and woke me from my vivid dreams. Memories of my home, enclosed within the towering perimeter wall, raced through my head. The peaceful landscape outside the apartment window stood in defiance of these old thoughts. Rolling hills and blue sky were familiar to me now, and the purity of the sight gave me hope.
Oh my god.
Self-voicing disabled.
You do this.
Chrono, please come with me.
What's going on? You sound serious.
The chief will explain everything once we arrive.
Okay, you're talking fast.
Sorry.
Hey you. Wow,
I
wow,
get
wow.
John Madden.
John Madden.
Hey, Chief, Chrono's here.
Hey, oh, was that Joey? Did we give him the Joey
I think
voice?
so, yeah. Hey,
Oh
Chief.
my god.
I'll be Bryce. Okay. Thanks, Sebastian. You can deal with the situation over here while I talk to Chrono, aight?
Of course. Bye.
Bye. Chrono, I've got some really bad news. Well, what is it? You know Anna, right? Actually, yeah, of course. I met her, yes. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this.
Self-voicing enabled.
No.
Those few words were enough. Dread sank in, and I already knew. Self-voicing disabled.
Don't.
He's
Oh.
telling you to stop.
Self-voicing enabled. I ignored his words and walked past him. Self-voicing disabled.
This is very appropriate.
Oh shit.
She
Oh, you're
did.
dead.
I could have talked with her. She's dead because of me.
What the fuck?
What if I had chosen Anna instead of
she
delivery
wouldn't-
girl?
She wouldn't be alive. I mean, she wouldn't be dead.
Oh my god.
Fucking
You killed her.
serious?
Self-voicing
This is very
enabled.
serious.
Stop.
When I turned the corner, there was no mistaking
Beat
her.
the shit out of you.
Anna was haphazardly covered by a sheet, leaving her tail and blood-stained hand exposed.
Because she was stuck
In
here
the
in
end,
the office for
she
so
didn't even
long.
deserve full discretion.
Oh god. Oh,
Right.
sorry.
Self-voicing disabled.
Are you okay? I'm fine. I don't know.
I wasn't expecting one of the main characters to fucking off.
Is there anything I can do?
Tyrion.
Let's just get this over with.
Self-voicing enabled.
Oh my god.
Bryce gave me a concerned look, but then nodded. Self-voicing disabled.
If they didn't say enabled and disabled, that would make this go a lot faster. And
You
he's
could
more.
just say it.
I could just say it. I
Yeah,
just
you
think
could.
it's funny.
You could.
And here's more bad news. The blood we found on the first victim in town matches the DNA evidence found on the second victim at the power facility.
This is Doki Doki Dragon Club.
Yeah, what the heck?
Furthermore, the murder weapon and method appear to be the same across all three victims, and that's going to be a big problem for you. Why is that? Because with these three murders, Reza now qualifies as a serial killer. We won't be able to keep this whole thing quiet for much longer. Higher authorities, including the ministry in charge of your whole visit, will know about this soon. I have no idea what happens once they do. I'm not sure what to say about that. I don't want to worry you, but we can be sure that action... We might have to kill you. You know, bada bing, dumpster in the back. The works.
Gonna have
The-
to throw you in that conveniently
Is it chocolate?
marked.
What's this on the floor?
I don't know. I'm not supposed to notice that yet.
Oh my god.
It's a critical plot point. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, okay. And it might be best if you weren't back to your own world by now. This way we can take action before the ministry does, and before this all becomes public. If we wait, we don't know what they'll do or how the public will react with everything going on. It's too dangerous for you to stay here. No.
No.
No. No.
No.
This would be the worst possible time for me to leave. We've given up our PDAs and hardly have anything to show for it. We are owed several more generators, and let's not forget that Reza is still missing. If I leave now, the only thing I return home with is my life, and that's not important.
Fuck my life.
I'll have lost everything else. We need those generators. Bryce! I have no idea if your authorities will continue to uphold our deal, or what they'd do to Reza, but I'm not leaving until this is over. If that's your decision, then so be it. I'll have you back either way. Thanks, Bryce. Anyway,
Say my name like
my name's Bryce. Did you know that? Let's get back on track. I called you here for a reason, Chrono. It's probably because of the dead body. Something, in addition to the murder, several things were stolen. Among them, your PDAs, batteries, and some components used to build generators. Does that ring any bells? Not really. Reza might have some knowledge of electronics, but I doubt he has enough to assemble one of your generators, even if he had the parts. Strange. Even so, it's fair to assume Reza's involvement at this point. No one else has a greater motive to steal the PDAs, especially after what happened between him and Maverick.
Remember Maverick?
You remember Maverick, right? It hasn't been too long. You met him yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Unless someone wanted him to frame Reza in order to sabotage this whole operation. Do you really believe that? Hey, I'm just saying that it's possible. I'll shelf that idea in the possible but unlikely.
Hey, Chief. Are we done here?
Hey, yo, whoa, whoa, whoa! What the fuck? I was talking, pretty much. What do you ask?
We just got a message from the high-ups. You and Chrono to report to the Ministry of Culture and Arts immediately.
Immediately, as in right now?
No, I mean immediately as in 20 minutes from now. Yeah, apparently.
Don't you get smart with me.
I made you.
I'll demote you. I'll take that badge right off your head.
Sorry, sir.
What's going on? To be frank, I don't know. This is an extraordinary situation, and now it's getting out of hand. They just want to address it. Maybe. Yeah, let's be stupid. And just have them just go like, oh my fucking god. This is the human we have to deal with. Maybe it's not going to be, yeah, so the worst possibility. If you expect the worst, at least you won't be disappointed. Sebastian, you can finish up here and go to the ministry when you're done. We'll probably have to make some arrangements after this meeting.
You got it, Yug.
Yeah, sure thing, you.
Bye.
Let's go then, shall we? It's not like we have a choice. Oh, it's this lady.
That was quicker than I expected. I wouldn't have minded waiting out here a little longer. I'm not gonna do the whole thing.
Okay. Greetings, Minister. Greetings. Shall we go inside for our official business? Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
No. I got everything I need right here. It gets so stuffy inside on hot days. My assistant doesn't seem to mind, but I prefer the fresh air. I'd rather just stay right here unless you have any objections.
I will say that I appreciate that this sprite from this angle doesn't have the scar on his side of the face.
Yeah.
They actually made a different sprite for when it's faced this way.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I'll... Good attention to detail. I like it. I don't.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I see. Well, I know I haven't exactly been up to date in regards to Reza's sudden disappearance, but to get the message today that he is a confirmed serial killer was quite shocking. Frankly, I'm curious as to why the facts of this case have been withheld from me for so long.
Simply because they weren't within your jurisdiction. The murders were strictly a police matter. Only with the amount of new evidence, namely the DNA and blood we found on these 3 murders, now being linked together, and added your ministry, have to become involved.
I see, so Reza's involvement is now undeniable. Question mark.
Question mark? I'm afraid so, Minister.
Facts are nothing to be afraid of. Though, in light of all this, I'm starting to worry about my personal safety.
I mean,
My
what?
double chin.
With our thick hides, I don't think our species has much to fear if we consider the murder weapon. I mean, the other dragons, they're little pussies, so they're dead.
Fine with it. Speak for yourself. You don't think someone of my standing needs protection? You know how long it takes to put on this mascara?
Yeah, and those
don't have
earrings.
hands.
I know. Right? I mean, for sure. If you're worried about your personal safety, we could look into an escort for you.
Good. Considering all the murders that took place during the night, I'll certainly need it.
She does have the
Long
stitch
days
ears.
are endemic in my line of work.
Good.
Good. But that's enough about myself. Face the question of what should be done about Reza and Chrono.
Minister, we continue our hunt for Reza every day. As a matter of fact, Chrono has been helping us for a while now. I don't know why we would give the primary suspect's friend, let him look around the murder scene, but...
Is that so? One human to murder, another a detective. Interesting.
Stupid, I mean.
How do we know Chrono isn't a fucking bastard?
Yeah.
Reza, whatever that may be. Similar plan to Reza, whatever that may be.
I mean, I honestly agree from her perspective. Similar concerns were leveled by Reza's escort, Maverick. It was his overreaction that caused Reza to run away in the first place.
Let the human talk for once, Chief. Chief. Please, Chrono, enlighten me. You and Reza came here on the same mission, and the situation has escalated beyond our expectations. What you tell me now will determine the actions I'll take on this matter. Maybe you should start by telling me your side of the events from the beginning. Reza was fine during his early days here. Things only went wrong after you arrived.
Self-voicing enabled.
God.
I opened my mouth, but Bryce spoke first, determined to defend me. Self-voicing disabled.
Arguably, well, that was weird. The problems that caused all this were apparent even then.
How so?
Maverick suspected Reza of planning something, but I didn't think he had a case.
Well, did he?
No, what he had was a suspicion. The night he followed Reza, he found both him and Chrono at the portal. The humans intended to send one of their promised generators through, but there was a confrontation that ended with both Maverick and Chrono wounded, and Reza was running away. Reza's been missing ever since.
Okay. You're free to go. I've read the reports already, Chief.
Who thought putting in text to speech was a good idea? Me.
The question is, did Maverick cause this, or did he just fail to prevent it?
I have no idea of knowing that, Minister.
You just mentioned your apparent knowledge of problems back then.
Problems may not have been the right word. Let's just say Maverick's attitude was not helpful during that encounter.
Why did you choose Maverick as his escort in the first place?
Protection for the human ambassador was my greatest concern when I made that decision, and Maverick was the most capable individual in that regard.
Well, that worked out nicely, didn't it?
I knew that was coming.
You also seem to think that Maverick shouldn't have remained Reza's escort. Is that true?
Yes, had I paid more attention to the warning signs, the situation may have been avoided.
So you accept responsibility for this incident? Yeah, no.
Yes, Minister.
You know what that means? You in my office. See. Is it just me, or is there like an ER that was like kind of vaguely like there a little bit? It was like IC space like ER. It was like slightly.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, like this?
It's like. Oh, it's like some of the. I guess for at least for my screen, I don't know if it's on the stream, but on my screen, like the previous sentence is still kind of like faded there. I can see. It says like. It's just probably on like Discord's little
maybe
sharing screen because
okay.
It just looks funny. Let's get back to the topic of Chrono.
Yeah.
Because you know my internal monologue was just freaking out for a sec.
Yes.
Reza is your partner in humanity's mission to come to this world. His list of criminal activities not only includes murder, but also theft of generators, electronic components, and the PDAs your people gave us. I understand why Bryce would reason that you could help the investigation, but we have no other choice but to be suspicious of Reza's partner. What was your motivation when you agreed to help us?
It is beneficial to my actual mission. I don't want to put Bryce under the bullet here.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely going to just like, yeah, it's Bryce's fault. He wouldn't let me say no.
And what would that be?
The deal between our races. I firmly stand by our original agreement. And of course, I remember that agreement to a T, and I don't need any reminding. Thank you.
Thank you.
If Reza is involved with these crimes, I want no part of it. It has nothing to do with me or the reasons I came here in the first place. If his actions are endangering this agreement in any way, I want to put a stop to him.
I see. Well, after reading up on the whole situation and hearing both your accounts, I believe that Chrono is trustworthy.
Really?
Nevertheless, I think Chrono presents a great risk.
Shit. Why is that?
After this meeting, I will hold a press conference to inform the public of the current situation. The people must know of the danger posed by Reza. No matter what Bryce and I think about your involvement, the public could feel differently. You, me, and Bryce will have to face the backlash resulting from this information becoming public, and what's more, Chrono, you might be in real danger yourself. Reza himself may come to silence you once he learns you are helping us, or consider the public uproar from those who would question your involvement. All things considered, it would be for the best if you returned to your own world until the situation has been resolved.
I came but to the very same conclusion, Minister.
Then with your support, this is what shall be done.
Please, don't.
You don't agree?
If you send me back now, the diplomatic relationship is over. I'd have to admit defeat to humanity. There's no way I can return without your generators, our PDAs, or Reza.
Maybe you could explain to them what a great choice of ambassador Reza was.
But I was his partner, so in a way, he is my responsibility. I can't just go back like this.
I'm afraid that's not enough. It certainly doesn't outweigh our reasons for sending you home.
Just let me explain. I'll tell you everything.
Oh shit, are you gonna get a fucking exposition dump? Holy shit.
Self-voicing
Oh my
enabled.
God. Here
Years ago, our world was prosperous. Our technology was far more advanced than yours, even. Computers not only graced every household, but every single person. It was the age of information.
They even had technology that could speak for you.
Even children had the power to access the most advanced knowledge at their fingertips. With our PDAs, our interconnectedness with other people and our environment was greater than ever. From locomotion to repetitious work and household chores, many processes were automated to such a degree that except for our jobs and hobbies, there was nothing that needed to be done by a person anymore.
Even read or speak.
Even the concept of someone wielding a weapon was outdated, as wars were no longer fought by people, but machines. Looking back, it was probably the single most prosperous time in human history. Exploitation of the environment and other people was at an all-time low, as was crime. Conversely, our technological advancements had drastically increased quality of life. Humans were no longer required for strenuous and repetitive tasks. Education had reached an all-time high, and many new jobs were created. General happiness had reached levels never before seen.
Yeah, it's very true to life.
Yet, one day, everything changed.
Oh no. No, still going.
A solar flare that was headed for Earth was detected by an automated monitoring system. It was determined to be so powerful that it dwarfed all others ever recorded in history.
Solar flare!
We had less than a week to prepare.
Fucked up.
Chaos
Bro,
hit
didn't
much earlier than
save
that,
us in time.
as people scrambled to shield themselves and their possessions from the incoming ion storm. On a worldwide level, power lines were switched off, satellites reorientated in space and planes grounded to mitigate the effects that would hit us.
I just saw like the GIF. There's like a long video loop with the sun, and it like reset during
Oh,
that.
you saw it, Loop.
Yeah.
Despite humanity's contingency plan for such an event and all our efforts, we were still not prepared for the sheer magnitude of the solar flare that arrived. It was only then, when our race had become so dependent on technology, that we were immeasurably vulnerable against this kind of disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah, it like
That
looped.
day, a force with the power of 10 billion Hiroshima bombs was unleashed into our atmosphere.
Hello?
What? The wording of that is a little... Okay.
The eyewitness reports from this day were varied as they
Oh,
were
you're supposed to say
terrifying.
that on the stream.
Should you saw your background?
Woo.
A
Oh, you
huge,
did?
beautiful aurora
That's
could
what
be
I was
seen on the
like.
horizon
Oh.
before fireballs hurled across the sky.
Oh boy.
Thanks. Did it, oh yeah, it went away. Gotcha.
In some places, these lights became so bright that even those asleep at night awoke, as though day had already arrived.
I'm dying.
A coronal mass ejection by itself did not have the power to kill anyone directly, but the side effects were disastrous. After the lights in the sky arrived, sparks showered from electrical outlets everywhere, igniting rampant fires in every town and city. Facilities that stored weapons, fireworks, or other explosives became centers of widespread destruction and loss of life. During the next stage, the solar flare started to affect body modifications and caused commonplace pacemakers and nanomachines to fail. 15% of the world's population died as the result of this alone.
Nanomachines.
Once the full power of the waves hit us, however, society as we knew it collapsed in one fell swoop. Power grids on Earth shut down in an instant, as did all the machines that automated our routine tasks. Long-distance communication and transport became a thing of the past.
There we go. It's a solar
Without
flare.
electrical power, the quality of healthcare plummeted, and water and sewage systems were crippled. Diseases we thought defeated centuries ago made their comeback in a most unsightly fashion. Many thought the end of the world had arrived, and in a way it had. Some people blamed whoever their belief system would allow, angry at the gods that had forsaken them. Others pointed their fingers at our lifestyle and society.
What?
Not that
How to
anyone
text
was
mom.
listening.
Oh yeah.
Practically, we were back in the Middle Ages. Governments collapsed and were overthrown, and the ensuing power vacuums filled with groups of people that were
Vacuums?
sometimes organized and sometimes not.
The
No,
power
bitch,
vacuum.
Vacuums? Excuse me.
Vacuums. Oh my
Oh
god.
my, wow.
The few functioning electronic devices left became rare, sought after artifacts over which battles and even wars were fought.
Oh my god.
Of course, there were also wars over resources and territory. The weaponry used was improvised, or reclaimed from the days when humans had been present on the battlefield. It had been ages, but people returned to the old, bloody ways of war.
Okay, so post-apocalyptic because of a solar flare, because of a
Died.
solar flare. Yeah, that's all. It was
Humanity is in shambles
It's
now.
in shambles now.
Self-voicing disabled.
They call family and friends now living in a giant, huge wall around a perimeter guarded by militia. Preventing outside efforts. It's the only way that we can retain a modicum of order. Gangs or raiders, looters run rampant. They wouldn't hesitate to kill and ask questions if they had known about my PDA. My public display of affection towards my dragons. Our contained community
Disgusting.
has flourished for years now. So I didn't know that he was living in a post-apocalyptic world before coming over. Now I guess we know. We have homes to live in, crops to grow, livestock to raise, still have our own automated hospital that runs on salvage generators. Lately though, supplies have started to run low and dangerously so. Power we've running out. Illnesses are spread throughout the city. Mass hysteria. Population dropping by the day.
Dogs and cats living
Dog
together.
cats live together. Mass hysteria. We took a great risk increasing the radius of scouting missions, desperate to find something outside the wall that could help us.
Oh,
You already know the rest of the story. We found the portal and you.
Don't act like you just read all of that out
And
loud.
now, you know why this whole thing is so important to me. All our hopes lie in acquiring the generators you promised us. The act of sending Reza and me here has, without a doubt, already cost the lives of some people back home. Beyond the city walls is a dead zone. We haven't heard from any other settlements for months now. The state of the rest of the world is unknown. When Reza and I were sent here, my peers made it clear that this was our last chance. If anything happens to us, no more people will be sent. If we can't manage to bring back something that will help, we'll have sealed the fate of tens of thousands that live in our city. I'm sorry, CHRONO, I didn't know.
if what you are telling me is true, it unfortunately does not work in your favor. As sad as your situation may be, it gives Reza a motive. Desperate times call for desperate measures, after all. In that vein, it also gives you a motive. Considering the gravity of the human plight, it gives you all the more reason to collaborate with him.
I'm not. What Reza is doing is wrong. You can't send me away under these circumstances because I'm your best bet at finding him.
Even so, you would still be in grave danger after you announce Reza's involvement in the murders. I cannot and will not take responsibility for the consequences when I know of the risk.
What about our deal then?
In the wake of this new information, and as a sign of goodwill, we will send the generators you are owed to the portal once this is over, under two conditions. Humanity must condemn Reza's actions, and we must reclaim the stolen PDAs.
I've changed my mind. You should let CHRONO stay here.
I cannot take your word under consideration in this matter, Chief. Taking into account Maverick's actions, and your responsibility for them, you will have to be dealt with separately.
Oh, shit.
With my authority as the minister in charge of the human visit, my decision is to have CHRONO sent back to the human world through the portal.
Please.
Immediately. Please stop from groaning.
Stop doing that.
Chief, please arrange for an escort to take CHRONO to the portal now.
I could do it myself, Minister.
No. We have our own matters to discuss, Chief, and I would rather get that over with as quickly as possible.
In that case, one of my officers should be here any moment. I arranged for him to meet us here.
How handy. Then let us wait for this officer of yours. I'm here.
Self-voicing enabled.
Please.
Oh, he's just
It didn't
here.
take long for Sebastian to arrive. After the situation was explained, he was visibly shocked, but didn't protest when he was given the task of sending me back through the portal. Self-voicing disabled.
Chrono.
Let's go, Chrono. Don't I even get to say goodbye?
No, I mean, let us not waste any more time. You will still be free to send letters after you have arrived on the other side. Did you not just fucking hear?
Just go, Chrono.
Come on then.
Come on, then.
Come on then.
Oh.
Self-voicing enabled. We were silent as Sebastian and I slowly made our way to the portal.
Can't do this
With
every
each step
time.
I took, I drew closer and closer to the hopelessness waiting for
Watch
me in the
me.
ruins of the human world.
Yes,
Self-voicing disabled.
was a little more
Self-voicing
than I
enabled.
thought, too.
All in all, I certainly had a unique experience alongside these dragons, and although this place was filled with just as much drama and murder as back home, I would remember this world and all the people I met. I would fondly think back to the days I spent in their comfortable standard of living, a shadow of how humanity used to be. Even without the generators, at the very least I'd be returning home with a few life lessons. Self-voicing
What's
disabled.
going on here?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Alright. Lost did not have even noticed any approach.
His hand was going for it. by
I
the way.
was.
It's none of your concern. Please leave.
Can I even get a few minutes before I go?
I suppose nobody's stopping us, but make it quick.
28
Chrono, what's going on here?
2018, the year of the RPG, he said. Yeah, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It is neither of those. It's a Sunday.
You're playing a role. This is a role-playing game.
Yeah, I'm role-playing myself.
Isn't
and-
every type of game a role-playing game?
Yeah, I guess so.
In a sense.
It depends on what kind of, like, they're talking about maybe stats, boosting, equipping items, I don't know.
Your typical RPG.
Yeah, like a JRPG. Something serious happened. Looks like I gotta leave.
Right now? Why?
I gotta blow this pop stand, miss.
I didn't get to show you my...
It was the minister's decision, not mine. You'll hear all about it soon enough. You're what?
Does this have to do... Does this have anything to do with what I've been hearing? Is Reza really a murderer?
I'm afraid so.
Oh. Well, what does that make you?
I don't have anything to do with
murderer?
that. I would. What?
Not a murderer? Like, what the fuck does
I-
that have to do with anything?
Well, because I was his friend or whatever.
Yes, but...
Associate. I was helping the police find him.
Then why are you leaving?
They don't want me to stay here with all this going on. It's for my own safety.
Well, it was nice to get to know you, at least.
Likewise. I guess
You'll
I
always be my friend.
friend. I guess I should get going.
Goodbye, Chrono.
Goodbye, Adine.
I remember her. That was the witness from Reza's first murder. Did you know her?
A little.
See, it's a shame about her abortion and just giving you a backstory and just, it's a shame that Reza killed her family.
This is the new Final Fantasy. A few minutes later, we arrived at the portal, standing proud as ever in defiance of the elements. How many years had the structure survived before it was found?
I hope I can remember how this thing worked.
Are you joking?
Yeah, sorry. I got it.
Alright, I suppose it's time for us to say goodbye.
Let's keep it professional. I don't like to mix personal matters with work.
He looked away and I shrugged. Go ahead. Turn it on then.
Would you stand between the pillars, please?
Of course.
You make that fucking
Self-voicing
run every time.
enabled. I took my place and stared toward the horizon while I thought about what would happen now, in this world and others. Even if I made a break for it, I'd become a fugitive, no better than Reza. It would be near impossible to investigate the case by myself, while on the run in a world I knew so little of.
supposed to use it
At the
sparingly.
very least,
Yeah, well,
I took comfort in the fact that I did
Yeah, well,
everything I could to help, even if it turned out like that. Nevertheless, I dreaded going back empty-handed and returning to. Any second now, the teleportation process would start, disintegrating my body before.
okay.
I wondered if there was any risk of getting lost somewhere between worlds. We didn't really know how. I hadn't noticed any unusual changes in my body since I arrived. I still remembered the images I saw when I teleported the first time, the vivid sights and patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And during the nights I spent here, any time now, I would undergo the same. I was almost relieved that my adventure was over. Things had turned out far differently than expected. It had certainly been a time to remember.
Yeah, what a time.
Self-voicing disabled.
With that thought, I closed my eyes and braced myself for the moment that would come any second now, but that moment never came. The next thing that did happen was that I heard Sebastian's voice.
It's not working.
Are you joking again?
No, really, it's not working. Wait, what is this?
Sabotage!
It's broken.
Can you fix it?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't look like a simple act of vandalism. It looks like some parts were torn out.
I guess that means I'm not leaving, huh?
Not yet, at least.
Well, what do we do now?
Let's head back. The chief has to know about this right away. Hey, we're still here.
We were back at the ministry before long. Emera and Bryce were still outside as Remy approached the two of them.
Here are the case files, Emera.
Why, thank you.
CHRONO and an officer. What is this about, Emera?
That is what I would like to know. Please, officer, enlighten me. Why has my order not been carried out? Portal is broken.
It's broken?
It's broken. It looks like someone tampered with it and stole parts. I couldn't even get the interface to turn on.
It's broken?
You broke my teleporter?
You broke my teleporter? Douglas, that was very expensive. We'll check it out once I'm done here.
I suppose CHRONO will stay with us a little longer after all. Seeing how this is an emergency situation, I will make this short. Chief, as a result of your carelessness regarding Maverick and Reza, you are temporarily removed from any duties related to the humans.
Shit.
Given these dangerous times, you will instead serve as my personal escort until further notice. Considering the circumstances, you will be allowed to coordinate the investigation of the portal, but after that you are to immediately return to me to start your new task. Understood?
She almost spit up her water.
Thanks.
Bryce isn't into her. He isn't into girls. Or dragons, for that matter.
He's like,
Yeah.
He's into human guys.
Yeah.
he's giving you like that side eye, like, fucking believe this shit right now?
Can you believe what she's just understood?
Then all of you are dismissed.
She turned to leave, Remy trailing after her. Alright, let's head to the portal. That includes you, CHRONO. Of course. Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted a sheet of paper on the ground.
What is his voice?
You didn't want me to do text-to-speech? I'll do this.
What is his voice, though?
Hey, what's this? Emera probably dropped one of the case files.
Either her or her assistant.
You better bring that to her. Sebastian and I should hurry to the portal. Meet us there afterwards, okay? Sure. Whoop.
Wait up, Chief.
I picked up the sheet and started reading. It was about what had happened yesterday when I met Reza at the portal. Of course, it didn't say anything I didn't already know. She's giving me a look. As I walked up the stairs, I wondered if it was okay.
Is that
What?
what you're doing?
What?
Are you doing the fucking Ugandan?
No, I'm not doing Ugandan knuckles.
I wasn't fucking. I don't know.
I wondered
don't know
if
what
it
you're
was
doing.
okay for an unauthorized person to enter the building. All I want to
Now
know
you
about the
are.
place was Emera worked there.
Good.
I did not.
I didn't say anything.
I did have an. I did not hit that. I did
Oh my
not.
God. Pick one. Just pick one. Because
So I walked inside, only to be greeted by an empty lobby. Luckily, there were some signs directing me to Emera's office.
Lord.
Didn't take long to find it, but I heard voices.
school.
It looks like a fucking school. Why is this place such a ghost town?
By the way, what happened to the scroll you brought me this morning? The last time I saw it, it did not have that tear.
Spookular. Is that a ghost thing? What is this?
I
I
dropped
think it's
it.
supposed to be a reflection of the window.
Oh, it's the
Really
reflection
shiny
of the
floor.
window. God damn, that is a really... Damn.
Yeah.
You think you'd see a reflection of the leaves back there, but it's just the window.
Tell me something new for once.
The leaves are an illusion. We're in a matrix.
Okay, someone else dropped it. Am I supposed to believe that? Remy, are you aware of how much this costs? Repairing and replacing artifacts is not cheap. I am afraid we'll have to deduct this from your wage again.
Shit.
I see. Guess I'll have to kill. You are not doing this on purpose, are you? Of course not! You have been working for me for a long time now. I expect you to learn at some point, but you are very resistant to do so.
Not wanting to listen to this any longer, I decided to knock.
Oh my god.
Like his inner monologue is just completely different. There was a few seconds of silence.
Please come in.
I only opened the door long enough to hand Remy the sheet of paper. I think you dropped this outside.
What?
After I closed the door and started to walk away, I heard the voices resume.
This is from one of the case files you requested. You must have dropped it.
Where's the subscribe button so I can unsub?
I don't blame
Then why
you.
was it left outside? As my assistant, you should have paid more attention. If this got into the wrong hands, someone could get in trouble.
I'm having fun.
I'm glad you're having fun.
I'm having fun. Those look like 2 rockets. They talked about fucking Hiroshima. Where are they gonna mention the Twin Towers now? A bomb bigger than the explosion of the Twin Towers times 1,000,000!
It was 10 billion.
It's the 10 billion Hiroshima bombs. It's like 2 Death Stars.
So ridiculous.
I made my way back to the portal and arrived shortly after Bryce and Sebastian. It's either that or text-to-speech. Choose. You choose the way. Well, I can confirm that it's not turning on.
Told you that already. Boss?
It's just like really.
Just wanted to be sure.
Really think it would still work with a chunk ripped out of it?
Hey, I'm not an engineer. Don't you fucking take that tone with me.
Jesus Christ.
It's really mean to
Okay.
Sebastian.
That's it, Mr. Krabs. I've had it. You're a mystery. You're a mystery, SpongeBob.
You're a mystery.
Just sets him off. You know what, Mr. Krabs?
Ever since. That's a fucking long time ago.
Ever since
We were
Patrick
joking
died.
about that recently.
Patrick died. You've been a real bitch. Oh, chill out.
God, I forgot about that.
People like totally in the dark. It was just a fucking.
Stupid joke.
It's just a fucking like what if SpongeBob fucking snapped on Mr. Krabs when he said that.
Like kids' cartoons like being dark or something.
Right, just like a kid cartoon going dark or whatever. Anyway, it was worth another try. There you are, Chrono.
Oh,
What do you make of this? I'm afraid I don't know any more than you do. I'm not an engineer either.
in that case, we should start thinking about the who and the when.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Set off every time.
There are patrols assigned to the portal and surrounding area day and night. If someone tampered with the portal, they must have seen something. Today's day patrol didn't notice anything unusual, though.
I guess she just missed the part about the portal being vandalized.
It'd be easy to overlook, but it's a small part of the machine. And it's not like she was expected to check every square inch of it with each lap around the area.
What about the night patrol then?
When I went over the reports this morning, I noticed the night patrol hadn't handed theirs in yet.
And who was patrolling last time?
Let me think for a minute. Was it Maverick? That little shit? The schedule always goes in a certain order, so last night would have been... Damn.
What is it?
Damn! Damn!
Damn!
The night
It
patrol...
was Maverick!
The night patrol last night would have been Maverick. He's such a fucking Maverick. I got racked up in all of the recent chaos and forgot to find a replacement for him when we went on sick leave. Oh, so he just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And nobody was watching it. Well, maybe Imara was right to take me off the case.
Don't say that, boss. So there was no night guard here at all?
What did I just say?
Oh,
That's right.
I got a smaller head than you, man. I don't have that big-ass brain you got, son.
I don't even know where our ears are. Somewhere. There's like the tiny pinhole somewhere. Behind the horns, maybe? I don't know.
The horns are ears, boss.
Shh, you motherfucker. Whoever it had. An easy time doing whatever they wanted. Could it have been Maverick? If he knew no one was going to be here, he could have used that knowledge to his advantage. He couldn't have known that I'd forget to find a replacement, though. I don't usually slip up like this.
What about Reza?
Why would he have done it? He'd been cutting off his only way out. No, he'd be doing something smart. If he has the part needed to get the portal working again, he's in control of who gets to use it. He's cutting off our ability to communicate with mankind.
We wouldn't be able to inform them of Reza's actions.
But I mean, you guys are self-sufficient. You don't really need mankind, right? Or are you guys keeping secrets? Maybe we shouldn't have kept the investigation secret for this long. If your theory is true, that would be proof that Reza's actions are his own, not humanity's. Hey, I already trust you on that.
Or it's a stunt to grant humanity plausible deniability.
No way. Things are too dire for humans to take such an extraordinary risk, especially for that. It is kind of
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't even know what that means. I'm sure that wouldn't be the only reason they benefit, though. There must be something we're not aware of.
So I fucked up. Great, that's wonderful. Big whoop. Maybe, maybe we're looking. Maybe we're looking at it from the wrong angle. If no one was here to guard the portal, anyone could have broken it. It doesn't necessarily have to anything to do with Reza or Maverick.
But they still have the greatest motives.
Sure. Whatever. I'm just the chief. But they definitely aren't the only ones to have one. There could be private groups who are interested in the technology or its significance as a human artifact.
That puts us exactly nowhere.
At least as far as speculation is concerned. It's about time for forensics to show up anyway. Let's hope they can pull some clues from all this. Sebastian, can you take it from here? You've been just as dedicated to the case as I have. Since I'll be at the minister's side for a while, I'd like you to take charge of the investigation for now.
Thank you, Chief. I won't let you down.
What's up with that anyway? Being appointed as Emperor's bodyguard as punishment seems strange to me. Are you kidding? I could have lost my job. This is a way better outcome. Honestly, she probably did it for her own sake more than anything else. But I'm not complaining. She probably wants my big, huge badge.
That's all.
My badge and my gun. Oh, you don't have a gun? Here's mine.
What's a gun?
I forget. If that's all, I'm gonna head back to the ministry. I shouldn't keep her waiting. Bye. And you see the scar for just a split second. So what does that make you now? Temporary chief?
More like ace leader.
Oh, shit.
By the way, you don't need to stick around while forensics does their job. Thanks for your help. I assume you can find your way back to your apartment?
Yeah, of course.
Alright. See you later then.
See ya. Guess I'm just free to go. Yet again. I considered spending my free time roaming the town, but decided it would be best to keep myself out of the spotlight. After this, he puts on a voice the entire other time. This is his actual voice. After cooking myself a rudimentary meal, I considered picking up another book when the doorbell rang. Ding dong!
Hey, CHRONO.
Hey, Sebastian, do you need my help again?
We're just a small town police department, and with Bryce removed from the case, our resources are thinner than ever.
It's like you only have 2 cops in the entire town. Except for Maverick, but he's off the case. Turn your gun in your badge. I understand. So what do you have for me?
First up is the primary witness in the latest murder, Damien, the victim's assistant. He was the one who found her body.
Interesting.
A few things have changed since this morning, as we've gotten some additional information from forensics that warrants further questioning. I know you knew the victim personally, so you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'll leave the choice to you. You can find her assistant at the production facility. You seemed interested in that underground building near the portal. I realized you might actually be able to help us with that, since it's suspected to be of human origin. Your opinion would be greatly appreciated.
I mean, this entire town seems to be of human origin, but yeah. I guess I should add archaeologist to my resume.
Maybe human matters consultant would be more appropriate.
How about you just correct everything everyone says, Sebastian? You really think it's okay? What?
Yeah, I do.
you really think it's okay for me to tamper with your priceless discoveries?
Oh, you wouldn't actually go in there in person. I just want you to take a look at the collected information in the archives and give us your opinion. Besides, no one is allowed to visit at the moment. The building is so old and unstable, and there is a danger of it collapsing or flooding. Obviously, we don't want either of those to happen.
Flooding?
Yes, the whole building is underground, and we've determined that there is a rather large pocket of water surrounding it. Any kind of disturbance could endanger everything, and everyone inside.
I see.
We also located another witness for the latest murder, a store clerk reporting seeing and hearing something, so it's probably worth it to ask him a few questions.
Got it.
Here are all the details. Visit me at the department once you're done.
Sure thing.
Bye!
Just keep saying positives. Yes, got it. Okay. Leave. Leave. I want to get back to it was interesting that they still relied on me for their investigations, even after they tried to send me back to my world. I didn't expect them to allow me to help with police matters after everything that had happened. Now that the possibility of sending me back was eliminated, the advantages of having me on their side apparently outweighed the risks. Though, I had to wonder, who would have to be more careful from now on?
What should I do?
What should I do? Well, I'm gonna go to the store. Who is this guy?
You're looking down, huh?
Looking at him.
Looks like
Who is
the
he?
baker.
Who is he talking to? Hey, I think I've seen her before.
If you've mixed up the prescriptions again, then I can't help you. I can't refill this one. Oh god, I know this feeling.
Oh, should you?
Just about to close, so you have to bring the right one tomorrow. Hello, Chrono. How can I help you?
You know who I am?
How could I not? Everyone knows about you.
Oh shit.
Actually, I'm just about to close up here, so please make it quick.
I'm here on behalf of the police, and I was hoping that you could answer a few questions.
I see. Well, I don't mind as long as you make it quick. I have to leave for my other job soon.
Yeesh.
Vera, what are you still doing here? I already told you, you have to come back tomorrow.
Tears in the eyes.
Here, have a lolly on the house.
Okay.
That's all.
I guess she doesn't want it.
Jeez. What's the deal with her?
She comes here occasionally to pick up her mother's prescription. I'm not sure what's up with her lately. This isn't the first time this has happened. One time the doctor forgets to issue a new prescription. Another time she brings me an expired one instead of the new one. She isn't exactly the brightest, but this is unusual even for her. So, what did you want to know?
As I said, this is about an ongoing police investigation. You reported seeing something yesterday evening, and any information you have could help. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
Of course. This is after I came back from my second job, around 2 or 3 in the morning. It was dark and I couldn't make out much, but the police requested that anything unusual be reported.
And what did you see?
There's a human-like figure walking away from the production facility. Seemed to be in a hurry, too.
And you're sure this was a human?
Unmistakably so. I couldn't make out any details, though. Honestly, if you were the figure, I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference.
Ooh, anyway, what did you do when you saw it?
Nothing. I was on my way home, and it was a little unusual, but I wouldn't have bothered to mention it under normal circumstances. I only did it because of the police request for witnesses.
Do you know what direction the person went?
1 second. It'll be easier to draw a sketch for you.
That would be great.
At talking. I have a perforated labia.
All right, that would be great. Thank you.
Show
He grabbed a piece of the paper and drew on it with a thick felt tip.
Labia is just what we call our jaw here in the dragon.
He drew a big fat soaking labia on the paper.
Oh my god.
Here is the east entry of the facility, and this is where they went.
This is just a picture of a labia.
Have a nice day.
So away from the main district?
I guess so.
I mean, I can't tell. It's just a... Okay, that'll be all. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
And this picture.
Bye.
Bye!
Oh my god.
Before deciding my next move, I returned to my apartment for a moment to rest. A small piece of paper had slipped under my door when I was gone. It was another labia.
Must have been that damn.
Oh god.
He got off from his job and he drew me another picture. Don't go to the portal was all it said. I considered the possibility of a hidden message, but that was unlikely. The statement was blunt and quickly scrawled. It was scrawled in the shape of a labia. Someone clearly didn't want me to go to the portal, but why would I go there in the first place, as it was out of order right now? Such an action would serve no purpose. I looked outside the window, at the portal's faint silhouette on the distance. The paper rustled between my fingers as I fidgeted with it, wondering about the message's cinder and significance. My train of thought was violently interrupted by a sharp burst of gunfire, echoing from the portal. I had to think fast. The gunshots ensured Reza's involvement. He was at the portal. The question was, why? If this was his attempt to flee back to the human world, he would receive a rather unpleasant surprise the moment he would try to use the portal. Or maybe Sebastian's theory was correct, and Reza held the part needed to repair the portal, in which case his escape would be imminent. The gunshots themselves were another question. Was someone trying to stop him? The police patrol may have seen him, and he may have been taken by surprise. This could be another murder in progress. But all of his murders were committed with a sharp weapon before now, not a gun. He didn't want to be heard. Besides, it was only early evening. The town was still bustling. If Reza wanted to stay hidden, he wouldn't have to much evidence. Of course, there was also a possibility he didn't want to be heard. What would he want to attract? The police? Maverick?
By the time I stopped thinking, everyone died.
Everybody was dead. I got another paper on the door. It was another labia.
God damn it, store owner.
He's still outside. He's like, hello.
Hello.
I've got more paper. Anyway, I wasn't sure if he knew my involvement in the investigation.
This is very serious.
It was also a very real possibility they knew my apartment was close enough to the portal to hear a gunshot. Could it be a signal for me? Regardless, the words I held in my hands were unmistakable. Don't go to the portal. What should I do?
I was gonna say, they seriously give you a choice of this bullshit.
What are you gonna do?
Because we know nothing.
Don't go to the portal, but then gunshot. And then your internal monologue.
What the fuck?
What do I do?
It's obviously a big fucking deal.
What do I do?
What do I do? Just call the police? They probably heard the gunshot. I'm going to the portal.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna ignore the labia. The fact. I took
Oh, gee.
the path I took was a familiar one by now, even the night falling. It was easy for me to find my way around. Now, long grotesque shadows stretched before me, and the atmosphere was eerie and dangerous. I couldn't tell if it was because the evening shroud of darkness or the urgent situation tugging at my mind and twisted my perception. I made it past the village border and pressed on. There was still a fair distance to go. Suddenly, gloved hands grabbed me from behind, clamping over my mouth. I couldn't make a sound. From what I could see, it was the same hooded figure I had met in the maintenance room after the second murder.
It's too late. Maverick arrived before you did, and he'll make sure that no one uses the portal today. Don't follow me.
Fucking snap my neck.
I was shoved to the ground, and before I could regain my composure, the figure vanished into the darkness. If Maverick was still in the area, it was not a good idea to stay here. I wouldn't want to fuel his suspicions, or worse. I figured it was time to go back to the police department anyway. I tried to go to the portal. I'm reckless. Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking told you not to go to the portal. There you are, Chrono.
It seems to me you've taken a liking to Bryce's chair.
Maybe. I get used to this. After I kill him. And you. I mean, don't tell Bryce though.
What are you doing in my chair?
By the way, we have evidence that Reza visited the portal today. Someone reported loud bangs consistent with what we know about his weapon. We didn't manage to catch him, but I wonder if this stunt means he's getting desperate.
Who knows?
Now let's take a look at what you've got for me. The statement from the store clerk is interesting. We've had a few reports of Reza since he went into hiding, so this is very helpful. It's another confirmation of his involvement in this whole matter. Not bad, Chrono. Not bad at all. Thanks for your help.
I do what I can.
I know, and your help is greatly appreciated, believe me. Especially since we're so short on staff right now. That'll be all for today. I'll contact you if we need anything.
Of course.
Johnny.
Johnny. See ya.
Johnny.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Finally, a free day.
Who should I fuck?
What should I do?
Hey, meet with Anna. Oh, wait, you can't, because she's dead.
Anna's not there. I guess we'll go to Bryce.
Yeah. The obvious choice.
Again. On the beach, huh?
Ooh,
Okay.
right. Romantic.
What the hell is he doing here?
There you are,
Look at
Chrono.
that.
As you
Look
can
at us.
see, I'm wearing nothing at all.
I'm naked.
No. There he goes. There he is.
There he is.
Seems like you're the last one. I thought I was on time. Oh, you are. It's just that everyone always gets so excited about this when they come a little earlier. I thought it was strange how late you're holding this little get-together anyway. A secret rendezvous. It's simple, really. Now we get this beach all to ourselves.
Boy.
Before you
But
go and
no.
meet the others, I should probably warn you. What is it?
An orgy. It gets
Oh my
really
God.
fucking gnarly out there.
There's gonna be a bunch of them. A bunch of dudes. No ladies to speak of. I'm sure you have no objections. There is someone here you may not approve of. Is it Maverick? And who would that be? Maverick! Why is he here? Not on our date. All things considered, I think it's better for him to be here than where I can watch him than if he was out there doing who knows what. You know what I mean? Besides, if I invited you and not him, I'm not sure how he would have reacted. He's always come to my barbecues before. Plus, maybe if I talk to them, I can find out what he's up to. Does he know that I'm here? Yes, and he assured me that he will keep the peace. Can you do the same? Heck no, I'm out of here.
No.
Aw, I like the Mavericks in
Why,
that.
sure. I mean, he just gut punched me with his tail that one time, but thanks, I appreciate it. Let's just hope there won't be any incidents. All right, let's go meet the others.
Barbecue, there better not be. Jesus.
Let's go have a barbecue. As we walked a few paces, I saw familiar faces. This is a poem of my people. Usually there'd be... What was that? What was that? Usually there'd be more people here.
What was that? Anyway.
Like you said it really quiet.
What was that? But I'm just saying poetry to myself under my breath. Okay, but with everything else that's going on, some of the others at the department couldn't get any time off. Hey everyone!
Draw them.
Guess who's finally here? Oh, it's him. You may remember Zong, the waiter at the bar.
Hello, Chrono.
Oh yeah, that's his second job. Hey. Is that you, Sebastian?
Hey.
Hey, well... Is that you, Sebastian?
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I didn't recognize you without your little cap on. That's a good one.
Oh, so you're already bringing out the jokes, huh? Wise guy, huh?
Wise guy,
How
yeah?
long you're gonna last in this company?
I better pull out my knife.
Literally. You like to play a little.
Alright, you be Maverick.
Hey.
Did Bryce tell you to be nice to
Oh
me?
my god.
Yes, he did.
It's very matter of fact.
Do you know what? This evening won't be very enjoyable if you decide to have an attitude. Because I can have an attitude too. I doubt you want to see that.
You're very scary.
Gun.
That wasn't a good start, Chrono.
Oops.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. He was able to. Why couldn't you? Maybe I wasn't clear enough earlier. If you provoke him, I might not actually be able to protect you. Just putting that out there. Alright, let's get this barbecue started.
You made a man.
Well, he's already mad. Look at his face. I don't
He's
see
already
a...
looking into my mind with that shouting gun.
I don't, he's got the shotgun gun. Does he have different colored eyes, or is that me?
No.
It's like orange
it's
and
just-
red.
I think they're both kind of red. They might just look kind of weird.
Kind
It
of like
does
this
look
one
a
looks
little
lighter
orange.
than this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably me. Or whatever. It could be close to the edge. Anyway, I don't see a grill or anything here. Where's the firewood? They're gonna use their breath.
You stupid.
Use their breath. Where's the girls is what I'm... I don't see a girl or anything here.
Huh? A grill? Yeah, we have a grill.
Yeah. you see that pile of stones over there? That's our grill. And firewood. Well, we don't need that. I see. So who shall light the fire?
I could make my own this time. Very subtle, Sebastian.
No need to be subtle about it, Zong. Your fire stunk up the whole area last year, and it made everything taste weird.
I didn't notice tastes different.
Oh, of course you didn't.
Yeah, because everything tastes the same to you, Maverick.
Oh, got him!
Told you, I had the flu.
I'm pretty sure you gave us more than just your fire. I think we got some of your spit in there, too.
Don't fucking kink shame me. I mean, because of the flu, everything was congested, so it was hard to get everything out at all.
Hmm.
You're not making this any better, you.
Yo, Yug! You're grossing me out there, pal. Excuses, excuses.
Telling you how it is. Besides, it wasn't even my idea to light the fire. You were all like, "Oh, as long as you lit the fire, you should do it." Don't blame me for getting what you wanted.
Yeah, we learned our lesson.
Zong, not even once. You wouldn't be complaining so much about it if it wasn't for the flu I had. Maybe I should light it again this time to prove you wrong.
No thanks, last year was bad enough.
Why don't you do it, Bryce?
I'm not sure if I'm feeling up to the task.
Why does CHRONO do it? I like that idea. Yeah, so let's CHRONO do it, yeah. Him.
It seems we have a unanimous decision here. Go ahead, Chrono. Show us what you got. Suddenly, they all looked at me, clearly expecting me to light the fire for them, you see. I want to disappoint you, but I don't suppose you have any matches? Is this a joke? Is this a fucking jape? A joke on my expense? They were all still watching me, not moving or batting an eye, when suddenly laughter erupted.
Haha.
Yeah, laughter, eruption. Okay, guys, I get it. The joke's on me. Should have seen your face.
Yeah, it was great. Don't pay any heed to them. They're always like this.
Yeah, I noticed.
Seriously though, who should light the fire?
You really want to do it, don't you, Seb?
Is it that obvious?
Just go ahead then. We already agreed Zong is not doing it.
Yeah, I told you I could prove you wrong this time.
Just do it. Yeah, let's not ruin our barbecue 2 years in a row.
Maybe next year then.
Yeah, why don't we have only one barbecue a year? That's the rule. Can't have any more. No more than one. I don't feel up for it this year. And with Maverick saying he probably shouldn't either. I'd rather not risk anything.
I can hit you anytime.
Sure, but we just want to have a barbecue, not set the whole beach on fire.
Good one, boss.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Besides, Sebastian's...
Sebastian.
I'm Sebastian.
God.
Sebastian's fire always makes the food so crisp and smoky. I like that. Any objections?
Nope.
Me neither.
Master of Ceremony, would you light the fire, please?
It's not an easy job, but someone's gotta do it.
Whoosh.
Sebastian went up to the small bed of stones they had prepared. Since his back was turned towards me, I couldn't exactly see what he did, but a few seconds later, a fire started burning among the stones.
There we go. Well done, Sebastian.
My pleasure.
All right, does everybody hear that there's a low hum?
I think that's supposed to be the fire.
Is it the low hum is the fire? All right, everyone, pick your poison.
Bye.
I'm your poison, Chrono. Get to work.
See how
Just-
I moved all the way.
I'm the only one left. Just to get you up to speed, Chrono, we've got pretty much everything here you could ask for. Of course, we have all varieties of meat, but we also have some vegetables and cheese, if you're into that sort of thing. We even got some of the algae stuff we usually bring for Naomi, one of the girls at the department. But she couldn't come tonight. We didn't want to draw her. Just help yourself. Throw it on the fire. Sebastian always gets some veggies with his meat, whereas Zong goes totally crazy over this cheese stuff. Now that I think about it, maybe it was just that damn cheese that made everything so bad last time.
Shut up, or else I'll... You son of...
I'll force feed you some.
Get you a little.
Oh my god. Could not
Oh,
resist.
No thanks. Keep your cheese to yourself, please. Where was I? Oh, right. I go for the meat, personally.
course you do.
Bryce,
Fucking do,
me,
Bryce.
going for the meat. As I
No
said,
hesitation.
the algae is normally for Naomi. She really likes the stuff, but she's one of the water kind, so that's not a surprise. Me, meat. Bryce, meat.
Juicy meat.
Anyway, I tried myself once. Not really my kind of thing, but feel free to take some if you want to. And then there's Maverick. He just eats whatever he can get into his muzzle.
A few years ago, a sandstone managed to hide between some slabs of meat he got. He didn't even notice and just kept on munching. Yeah, but that was with Bryce's cooking, so I couldn't tell the difference.
Tee-hee. Why, you... What kind of laugh is that? Tee-hee?
Oh, sorry! I meant, haha!
After all of us had made our selection and put it on the fire, we sat down in a circle around it. Of course, Bryce made sure Maverick and I were not sitting next to each other. I didn't get to pick my things.
So, Bryce, how's that stint with Emerald going for you?
It's weird. I'm not even really doing anything. I just have to follow her around and stand guard in her office. But what's worse, I think I found out why she wanted me to do the whole thing in the first place.
Oh, do enlighten us.
It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
Now you definitely have to say it.
Alright. The real reason why she wants me to be around her so much is that she totally has the hots for me.
No! Bitch.
Oh, come on.
Fight that bitch.
Seriously? You wish.
You all know what she's like in public, right? But as soon as it's only us two in the room, she's like a totally different person. It's unreal.
I mean, I believe that she's different in private, but still. Of course, Bryce, when you make up a story, just going out with a high-ranking politician isn't enough. Obviously, she also can't resist your manly allure.
But it's true. I'm not even interested in her. For once, she isn't really my type. Or for one, she's really not my type. And regardless if it's a public or private persona, her personality really sucks.
Also, she's kind of ugly. Sorry.
What was that about sucking?
She's so ugly.
What about sucking? Oh, shut up. If no one wants to believe me, I'll just stop before I get to the really bad stuff. I can actually confirm that she does act like a totally different person when she doesn't think she's being watched by the general public.
Interesting. Okay, Bryce, why don't you tell us more? What exactly does she like about you?
What's not to like about me? I'm Bryce.
We get it, Bryce. Let's just change the
Time to
subject.
Bryce it up.
I'm gonna Bryce it up. It's true, I swear.
Brace yourselves.
Brace yourselves for Bryce. You know what I like with my Chinese food? Fried Bryce.
Oh, Lord.
What's she like in private?
She loves my puns. It all started innocently enough, but as I told you, when we were alone, she started getting kind of weird after a while. She wasn't even remotely subtle about it either. Once, even the words cavity search came up from her, mind you, not me.
Oh, come on. I can't even listen to this anymore.
And then later, she was suddenly like, "Oh, my back is so stiff. Would you mind giving me a massage? And you look like you have the proper strength to give me a good one. It's like she's not even trying to hide it."
Did you give it to her?
Of course not. I told her I'm no good with massages. That's the truth.
Who would have thought? Do you really believe him, Seb? I'm not judging, just listening. Emerald wanting you to give her a massage hardly constitutes her having the hots for you, though.
I'm not even done yet.
Well, I'm done with this.
Earlier today, she told me how nice it would be for a child to grow up with 2 leaders for parents.
Actually, I don't think even Bryce could have come up with that one on his own. I'm not buying it.
Hey, at least you believe me, right, Chrono? Let's lag the game by fucking hovering over the thing. It actually lagged the music a little bit. I do.
I kind of saw it.
I do. I could totally picture him ever acting like that. See, I told you. If Chrono believes it, it must be true.
Can't argue with that logic.
I like the sarcasm.
Maybe it's just the alcohol talking.
Were we drinking?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
can't
no.
you see it? Can't you? I didn't even have anything yet.
Sure, but with as much as you drink, your blood is like at least 10% beer by now. I bet you can't even get completely sober anymore.
Anyway, what do you think I should do about her?
Nothing, because you made the whole thing up in the first place.
If I don't do anything, I'll probably end up having to marry her or something.
And at that point, your story would actually be credible. Why don't you just tell her to stop?
It's not that easy, considering our positions. Even though I'm the chief, there's nothing I can do to prevent her from pulling me off the case and making me into a personal bodyguard. If I tell her off so too strongly, she could totally make my professional life a nightmare. And she totally would.
I see. So this is a situation that requires careful deliberation and subtlety. Not exactly your strong suits, Bryce.
That's why I'm asking you a lot. Not that you're much better, though.
Maybe you should play along for a while just to see what happens. And then, once the time is right, strike!
Maverick?
Your machine gun!
Maverick?
And strike refers to what exactly?
I'm not going to indulge her in any way, shape, or form. This is kind of the situation that's going to cause a huge uproar if I include it in my memoir.
Who's going to read your memoir anyway?
A lot of people! Fuck you! Well,
Bryce! Everyone will read it.
everyone will read Bryce's memoirs. Well, I know at least one person.
They're gonna call it once, twice, Bryce.
Once, twice, Bryce and thrice. Chrono, what do you think I should do? Oh.
On a date with her.
What is the difference between 1 and 3?
Go on a date. I think it's
Just
just
to
sort
be
of
like, yeah, babe, let's
you're
go.
being forward.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't like forward. Tell her how you really feel. Go on. I'm thinking 2 or 3. I want maybe this will scare her off, but maybe this one will like make him.
If he does one, it could also reveal some other intentions along the line.
I guess this could see because it could be a misunderstanding even still.
Right.
As
Make it stop.
make it stop. Bryce has to make a decision. What's it gonna be?
That's a toughie, actually. I don't know. 'Cause I feel kind of suspicious of her. Also, I think she's an ugly hoe anyway, but I don't know.
Let's play along and see what happens. I'll go with Maverick's idea. Seriously, you think I should string her along? Well, you said she could make your professional life a nightmare, but if you play along a little, maybe the opposite is true as well. Not a bad idea now that I think about it. It kind of makes me curious, though. How does dating work in this world, considering there's so many sentient species around here? Is dating between different species encouraged? Maybe that's why Emra is so interested. I'm asking. How do dragon feet smell? Asking for a friend. Is there ever any crossbreeding?
Oh my god. I need more water. I'm gonna
Sure, these
die.
questions will go over
I'm
well
gonna
on this
fucking
group.
die.
Oh boy.
Crossbreeding, that's funny.
Well, there isn't any crossbreeding. It doesn't work like that. Besides, I thought you were into biology, so you should already know where... Shouldn't you already know where hatchlings come from? You're a completely different life form from what I've seen before, so I didn't want to make any assumptions.
There are many interspecies couples, though.
And what happens if those couples want to have a child?
There are plenty of options, though. Usually it's either adoption or a child where only one of the parents is biologically related.
Imra
Totally wants my dick.
totally wants my children, though. Don't you want to be a father? Heck no! I'm not ready for that. I wouldn't even know what to do with a hatchling. I'd probably end up breaking its neck by accident or something like that.
What about you, Chrono? What do you want?
What about me?
Are you having the hots for someone here, as Bryce would put it?
To be honest, I have no idea what kind of relationship would be viewed here, viewed where I come from. Since we only have one sentient species, I'm not sure what sort of social norms we'd develop if that changed.
Technically speaking, you dating one of us is no different than Emerald dating Sebastian, for example.
Oh boy.
Hey, I'm not getting between the beautiful thing Emerald and Bryce have going on.
If you ask me, you can do whatever you like as long as you're here. Knock yourself out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Come to my boudoir.
Come to my club.
Come to my club, Douglas.
Actually, Chrono's been hanging out with you a lot, Bryce.
Uh-oh.
Word.
So what? Chrono's a cool person in my book, or do any of you disagree?
Not me. No comment.
By the way, I think the food should be ready now.
Good catch.
Good catch. Yeah. Slowly, everyone shuffled toward the fire, which by now had become nothing more than an eerily glowing pyre that illuminated the area. One by one, everyone took their hot food from the stone bed and placed it onto the provided paper plates and bowls. Paper plates and bowls.
Forgotten about that yet.
Yeah.
When it was my turn, I hesitated, since I could still feel the heat radiating from the stones. Something the matter? I think this might be too hot for me to handle. Right! No scales, let me give that for you. There you go. Thanks.
We resumed our positions in a circle around the glowing stones, and I waited for my meal to cool down while the others started eating.
Yep, crisp and smoky. Good job, Sebastian.
Don't mention it, Chief.
Don't mention it, Chief. I'm still not sure how you can eat that cheese stuff, Zong.
Are you gonna make fun of my food choices again?
Is it Zhong or Zong?
I don't know.
I don't know. You got my name wrong this
be-
entire time.
To be fair, we make fun of everyone and everything here. I don't mind cheese.
You wouldn't mind eating the whole bed of stones and everything on it as well.
At least I try something different every once in a while.
I do too. I think there's at least 5 different kinds of meat this time around.
Case in point.
I need more meat. I crave the meat. Bryce, me, the dragon, the big guy. The food remaining on the stones slowly disappeared
The food.
as everyone got their additional helpings. Soon even the last piece was gone and silence started to set as the banter slowly died down.
It's time for me to leave.
What, already?
Hey, the babysitter can only stay so long.
Oh well.
Yeah, I should also be heading off. You know I'm starting early tomorrow.
Well, guess we all got what we came here for. What about you, Maverick?
This party is over anyway.
Don't y'all get lost in the dark and docked.
Of course.
You okay, Bryce?
Until next year.
Only once a year.
Thanks for inviting me, Bryce. Shutting gun.
Shutting gun.
He always says that for some reason.
Sasuke! I suppose I should be heading off as well. Oh, no you don't. What are you talking about? Well, they all live in the vicinity, but your apartment is on the way other side of town. I'm not letting you go home alone at this hour. Razor is always operated during the
Just wants to
night,
go to your
and he
house.
may just be one for an opportunity like this.
She's like, where'd your voice go so high, Bryce?
What do you want me to do then?
Ride me.
You can sleep
Oh.
over at
Right on
my
my back, I mean.
ride my back.
Right there.
If you sleep over my, if you insist, no resistance. Damn! Now everyone left without cleaning up. At least you're still here to help me. Of course.
We started to clean up together, but with the amount of trash left by 5 people, it was clear it would take a while.
Science uncomfortable.
Please no. Hey, do you
Where
want to
do I
know
go?
where you want to know how I got these scars? I bet you're curious.
Oh my god.
My father was a drinker and a fiend.
Oh my god.
What scars? I never even noticed. Not if you're uncomfortable with telling me. Go right ahead. I'm a joke. That's a good one. I couldn't have picked more obvious spots if I tried. At least they make me look extra intimidating at my job. No one's gonna mess with the big rugged chief of police. You'd probably think I got him from some crazy near-death case, but that's only true for one of them. The other was a completely different story. Okay, I can't read with Ugandan here because that's not
Gotta
it.
be Bryce.
It's Bryce. Oh, I guess I gotta be Bryce, yeah. Back when I was a kid, some of my friends and I used to play outside and go adventuring together. We could go anywhere, as long as it was close enough to town, woods, mountains, beaches. We loved to explore every one of them, but we got fairly familiar with our surroundings. Then one day, we heard from someone that there was a system of caves nearby. Caves!
Bees!
Bees! That was something completely new to us. Of course, we went there as soon as we could. We were all very excited. It wasn't a big cave system, not big enough to get lost in, but we still had so much fun that day. So much, in fact, that I wanted to go back there right away. Shit! Shh. Okay, there we go.
Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine.
I'm fine. I got a little ahead of myself. The next day, I called up a few friends, but they had longer school day than I did. Instead of waiting for them, I decided to go alone. Turns out, going on exploring on my own was a little less exciting than doing so with friends. But I still had a pretty good time, and was just walking around through the entire underground system was quite an experience. It was called Minecraft. Plus, since I was a
millionaire.
I'm a millionaire now.
Oh,
I came up with the game. Please, oh, Cyan, you're gonna miss the best part. He's gonna give us some
your backstory.
backstory about the scars and then the stuff that happens when we sleep over at his house.
Yeah.
Cyan,
Oh no.
you're gonna miss Bryce. The Bryce is right. Maybe that was my mistake. When I was in one of those remote corners, the ground suddenly gave way. I fell 5 meters into the cave below. Luckily, I didn't get any serious injuries from the fall, but as I looked for another exit, an ominous realization set in. This cave had no entry or exit except the one I came in. There were a few holes, but I could never fit through any of them to make them bigger in any way. Even if I could, I didn't know where they'd lead. But I have work at 4 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, Cyan.
Damn.
This will be up on YouTube for your enjoyment.
And only your
Definitely
enjoyment.
gonna watch it.
Your enjoyment, Cyan. Anyway, back to
Dedicated
Bryce.
to Cyan.
Back to Bryce. In the end, I had to try and climb out on my own. But as you can imagine, I wasn't exactly the best climber in town. Even so, I still got about halfway before I lost my grip and fell down again, cutting my muzzle on the edge of a rock in the process. It bled pretty badly. It was pretty cool. But at least I knew to put pressure on the wound. I couldn't try to climb out again, however, so I waited. I don't need this. Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a cinematic.
My poor little muscle.
Aw.
I was a cutie back.
I was a little Charmander back in the day.
Look at this picture someone took of me. Fucking asshole.
Here I am. He took a picture and mailed it to me. On the back there was a labia. I have no idea who it was.
Oh,
It took several hours for anyone to notice that I was missing.
is this healing me or killing me? I don't know.
I must have been out there for 4 or 5 hours, all alone, before I heard footsteps above and the search party found me. Long story short, it turned out that besides the cave system we knew about, there was a much larger one right beneath. Those caves can only be entered with the guide now. Too kawaii. And I got this lovely reminder of the experience on my muzzle. I had plenty of time to think while I was down there, and later in life I often returned to that experience. At first it made me want to get stronger, but I realized that strength alone wouldn't have saved me. Our kind will probably never be able to climb much at all, but at least I can try to better myself. I guess the whole experience also kind of explains why I'm building those stupid wooden models now. That you totally remember, right? Those models.
Right?
Right? I showed you.
You called
I
me
do
a
not
Parkinson's inflicted gent, but then you went back in time.
Right. Wow, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Remember when you totally insulted me? Said I had a very
remember
serious disease.
Oh my
I
god.
don't.
You're like, what's that mean? And then you explained it, and I said, oh, well, no, I don't have that, you jerk.
Oh, I know I don't have a disease that makes me shake like Michael J. Fox, which I do know, asshole. Feelings. I know that guy.
He's Michael J. Dinosaur.
Michael.
Okay.
Oh,
Got it.
anyway.
I got it. Feeling so helpless while I waited down there, it also made me realize I wanted to help others. Having been saved by police sure did a lot to make me want to follow the same path. Turns out I was good enough to even become chief. Guess that's all the trash. Thanks for the help. You sat there and listened the whole time while I was cleaning up and talking, you piece of shit. You go home by yourself. I'm going. You don't get to stay at my house anymore. I suppose I'll have to tell you about the second scar some other time. Let's head back now, shall we? Sure.
It's probably a bite.
A bite on his jugular.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see more of his like humanoid body out of nowhere. Looks like it's already later than I thought. We better head to sleep soon. Alright, he may know something about the map Aideen wanted. Ask about the map. Before I forget, there was something I wanted to ask you about. Sure, what is it? It's about the underground building you found. Right, we can't have any visitors there at the moment, or we'd probably have shown you the place by now. Didn't Sebastian tell you to look after the stuff? Look at the stuff we have out in the archives? Oh no, I didn't do that. I went to the store instead.
Yep.
He did, but I didn't get around to check it yet. Maybe you can do it some other time. We should really get some sleep now, though.
Blow you off.
Ah, whatever. You can take the couch. I'll just sleep on the floor or something. Don't you have a bed? Oh, this is just a temporary arrangement. I wanted to be closer to work, and the new apartment wasn't ready yet.
Rolling.
So I had to stay here for a while. I see. With all this armor, I can barely feel anything anyway, so it doesn't matter where I sleep. There's no need for you to sleep on the floor.
Yeah. Do it! Coward.
What do you mean? Oh my god.
You
It's
have
like you
to.
make the choice twice.
Son of a
You
bitch.
knew what you were getting into already.
I'll sleep on the floor.
How dare you?
Oh my god, fine.
Yes. Holy side.
It is, but I didn't know if you...
Oh.
Oh, well, if you say so.
Uh-oh.
There's your bed, your highness.
Oh boy.
I'll take care of the light. Oh. There we go. I ain't gonna even sleep in those clothes of yours. It looks kind of uncomfortable.
I can't believe you stopped playing this.
I know why. We usually have a separate set of clothing to wear during the night, or we just take off a few layers. I see. Well, it's not like I could take a layer off except this little blanket here. This little blankie.
Really tiny.
Is it is it okay for you to sleep like this? Yeah. Well, good night then. Good night, Bryce. I said it in your voice.
Bryce.
Spoon each other.
Anyway, looks like I have enough free time today.
Oh. That's
Oh
I'm
my
gonna go
god.
pee real quick. One sec.
This is actually a good place to stop the stream for now.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, because it's getting to 2 hours, and
Are you gonna play some more tonight, or?
we could stream some more tomorrow.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That sounds good.
That sounds good?
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
Well, that was a disappointment. Everybody wanted to see a CG. It's not happening.
We're working up to it.
Let me save.
We're working
Not
up
gonna
to
see a
it.
CG, we're gonna see a DD.
A CG. Or a BD. A fucking Bryce dick.
Oh. I thought,
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I knew where you thought it was going.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop the stream now. Thank you guys for coming. I just edged the fuck out of everybody. But I'm gonna be also. I guess I'll stream some tomorrow, since we're having fun with this. Are you okay to do another stream tomorrow, Shoji? Actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
All right. We both had tomorrow off. That's why I was.
Yeah.
So we'll do
This
more.
is healing me and maybe killing me. I don't know.
We'll see. Anyway, thank you for coming. I'm gonna stop the stream. I'll have this up on YouTube pretty soon.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Thanks for coming, Ron. Thanks for coming, Cyan. Thanks for coming, Sarb Sword. Bye.
Good. Bye.
We spooned.
And it was nice.
We fucked.
I just didn't want to say it. It's kind of